Hello everyone, my name is Raven Shadowhawk and you're listening to Smut with Brains, my chance to chat with you about all the things that interest me as an author of erotic fiction. Please be aware this podcast will often contain sexual content, some of it explicit, and that I occasionally swear. Okay, I swear a lot, what can you do? But if you're happy with that and not already running for cover, slip into your most comfy clothes, join me between the sheets and settle in for a super smexy ride. Yes, hello everyone, this is Smut with Brains and I am Raven Shadowhawk, your smexy-ish host for the duration. Hi, nice to have you here. Welcome to episode 12 of the show. It is Monday the 13th of March as I record this and oh man, it's been a bit of a crazy week, if I'm honest, and you know me, I'm going to tell you all about it because that's the kind of thing I do. I'm going to kick you off with kind of where I left you last week. You remember that last week I talked about the second of my three favourite erotic audio artists, the Grey Knight, otherwise known as Jack, you may recall. Well, this week I'm going to finish talking about these people and then we'll put them to one side and I'll talk about something else, hopefully. I want to talk about Matt of BritishFilth.com. You can actually find him on Tumblr as well. I was very confused for a long time. I didn't think he had a Tumblr, or I knew he had a Tumblr, but I didn't understand it was Tumblr. Oh, God, I have brain issues apparently, but yes, he has a Tumblr, britishfilth.tumblr.com. He also has a Twitter, which is BritishFilthUK, at BritishFilthUK. He also has a website as well, which is, unsurprisingly, britishfilth.com. And his tagline here is positive sexual audio. And it's really interesting. A bit like the way Cardlin, the first artist I talked about, does a series of audios to give you a particular experience and, you know, elicit certain emotions and feelings within the listeners. Matt does a similar thing here on British Filth, except basically they're all about getting you off. As opposed to softer, gentle things and comfort like Cardlin does. So I found this guy on Literotica, and frankly put, hearing a British voice was pretty much all I needed. I mean, there's an Irish guy. I love the Irish accent, by the way. My God. There is an Irish guy out there somewhere. His name's Gail. But I don't quite like him as much as the three I've talked about, although that might change. Who knows? I just need to listen to more of his stuff. But yeah, hearing a British voice was incredibly exciting. And I don't know, it just kind of brought the whole experience closer because, you know, there's not thousands and thousands of miles between me and this person out in the ether who's making sexy stories. He's on my landmass, so it kind of changed it a bit. He now lives in Australia. So it's a bit different, but it doesn't matter. He's still called British Filth. He still produces his audios. He still has a Patreon, which is quite new, actually. I think he only launched the Patreon in February. Yeah, February is when he launched it. So previous to this, everything has been free. But what he does is offer everything through Patreon, and he'll chat with you there and take suggestions and questions there as well. But there's also his selection of free stuff, which you can access either from his Tumblr, I believe, or from his main website or on Literotica. So, you know, there are tons of places you can find this guy. But that's him, and that's the three audio artists that I enjoy the most, and that have inspired me to one day, perhaps, maybe in the distant future, give this sort of thing a go myself. even if it's just a dramatic reading as opposed to a full-on performance like these three chaps tend to do. Yeah, go Raven. Oh man, I've got my phone open next to me at the moment. I usually turn it off because I should be focusing on what I'm doing, but I discovered a few months ago that there is a Pokemon spawn point within reach of my house, and something will spawn in at about 23 minutes past the hour every hour. So can you guess what time it is now? And it's just popped up on my screen, and it's the same sort of thing. It's kind of boring, but you know, Stardust is a valuable commodity, and I want it. And for every Pokemon I catch, I get 100 Stardust. So, rah. See, there it is. I promise I will do my best next week to not slip into Pokemon mode. I know, I'll distract myself with something else. Have you guys seen the trailer for Ghost in the Shell yet? Oh my god. I really like Ghost in the Shell, the original anime. I've not read the manga. I should probably do something about that, to be honest, but I watched the original Ghost in the Shell so many years ago that I'd completely forgotten what the story was about. So I watched it last night and thought, this is brilliant. I'm loving this. And of course I watched it in Japanese with the subtitles because that's how it should be done, by the way. Except for Gundam Wing. The Gundam Wing English voice artists are incredible and worth, you know, stomping on that rule just for that. But yeah, that aside, I remember looking at the trailer for the live action Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson and thinking, that could be quite cool. And visually, it's so close to what I remember from the anime. And it is. I've kind of confirmed that for myself. And I'm going, oh, that's a very similar shot. That's a very similar shot. That is the same shot. But I'm getting the impression that the story is really different. So I'm simultaneously excited and ready to be pissed off. It's a very confusing emotion. And actually, all of my emotions this week has been quite heightened. Have you guys heard Ed Sheeran's new album yet, Divide? I rarely talk about music on the podcast, but there isn't a single dud track on this guy's album. I mean, I like him anyway, so maybe I'm a bit biased, but oh my god, the album is fantastic. I've been listening to nothing but that for about 3 days. It's just so good. Wow, the world of media. I'm so happy there's so many cool things in my life. Woo! Oh man, Raven, chill. Ow, that's painful. I went to the doctor's this morning, right? And I rode my bike because that's what I always do. And I was picking up my cycle helmet to kind of put it on my head because that's a sensible thing to do when you're about to cycle on main roads. But I picked it up wrong and it slipped in my grip and the edge clunked me in the face, like between the eyes across the bridge of my nose. And it hurt like a bitch at the time, and then I forgot about it. But now I was just kind of massaging my forehead, and I felt where I hit myself. It hurts so much. I cannot believe how much that hurts. I think I've bruised, like, my face with something that's supposed to protect me from bruises and pain. Go Raven! Oh god, it really hurts. I should probably look at that properly in a mirror or something. Anyway. Mark it on the calendar. Tick it off the list. Work complete. Yeah, that's sweet. Here's my to-do list. You get the gist. You know how I said this week has actually been quite good? It's been bleeding brilliant insofar as work, non-work stuff. But I get my 2 items that I wanted to do last week, the 2 things I said I wanted to do was I wanted to format Smexy Snippet 6 and I wanted to write another 1,000 words of breaking news. Fine. Breaking news, I've done it. It's good. I'm enjoying myself. It's going to be a brilliant piece that I'm very keen to share with you when the time comes. Smexy Snippet 6, on the other hand, fucking... When I do deep edits on something short, something like that, so, around the 10k mark, 10 to, 5 to 10k, I work in hard copy. I just find the process is a bit more organic and it leads to a richer final product because I'm forced to take my time over it working in hard copy. So I had a printout of the piece and that's what I was working from, big red pen, purple pen, sparkly glitter highlighter, all that fun stuff, with your stationery. Can I find this paper with all my notes on and my corrections and my changes? Can I shit? It's just disappeared from the study. So actually, I've spent the week looking for it so I can actually transcribe it across to my file in Scrivener to make the edits. And it's so bad. I mean, a bit of it I'd probably be able to recreate just by thinking quite deeply about the headspace I was in when I was making those edits. But having to re-edit something like for the first time again rather than editing edits is so horrible because at the back of your mind you know that you've done this once and you know that the changes you made before were good for the story and that you took your time over it and that you thought about it, and then you're having to do it again. And depending on the headspace you're in, the edits can be quite different because you feel differently about things depending on your mood. So I need to make a decision now. I can either rip apart the study trying to find this little stack of 10 pages, or I can start again. I don't want to do that. I don't want to start again. That would make me sad. Do you know what? Maybe it's the universe telling me to just leave it alone for a bit and just focus on one thing at a time and get that out the way before I try and do something else. Who knows? It's so annoying. And the worst thing is, as well, I bet as soon as I make the decision to start over and I'm halfway through, it will show up and it'll have all my old edits in, and then I'll have to decide whether I use the new stuff or the old stuff, and I'll be sad. And what is life? Being an author, nobody said this shit was easy. Nobody said that. And if I did say that, they were so lying. Anyway. Things that make me laugh. Facebook is just the most magical place of funny stuff ever. This week, I want to talk to you about an article that popped up in my feed, actually from another one of my writer friends. And she shared this, and I'm thinking, wait, what? This isn't usually your style, but it's definitely my style. So I thought I'd nick it and share it with you today. It's on elitereaders.com. And I really can't think what this has to do with books and reading exactly, unless I'm misunderstanding the demographic of this site. But let me read you the tagline, or the headline, I should probably say, and you can make your own decisions, okay? Fake camel toe underwear is apparently the latest fashion trend. Now... Oh my god. Oh, there's pictures! I forgot there were pictures. I have no idea when this was put up, when this was originally posted, but it's magical. For many women, a camel toe is considered an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction. Certainly no woman wants to be photographed in this awkwardly revealing state. Also, we thought... Apparently, some of them are fans of the camel toe underwear. The online slang dictionary defines camel toe as the visible cleft of the outer labia under tight clothing or a frontal wedgie on women when they wear tight pants or swimsuit bottoms. The so-called frontal wedgie looks like the toes of a camel, hence the term camel toe. Oh god, these pictures. Oh shit. However, a company in Japan has manufactured underwear that has a camel toe shape on it. The fake camel toe mold, which is made of silicone or thick fabric, is sewn into the front of the underwear. These panties have been tagged as, wait for this, okay? These panties have been tagged as party pants. I shit you not, it's called party pants. Oh god. Although the company started producing party pants several years ago, it's only now that the product is selling really well. And that's why I wanted the dates for this, because I can't bloody find it. And it will be fascinating to know what they're talking about here. Trend analysis explained that party pants appeal to the transgender market, specifically men who are transitioning to become women. Those of them want to conceal their manly parts use party pants. Here's the best part though. Party pants come in an assortment of colours and styles. Pop Dust reports that the skimpier styles are fitted with a little curtain that you can wear if you want to hide the camel toe and then flash it when the urge should strike. Oh my god. Other retailers have also come up with more lifelike camel toe underwear variants. I mean, this picture, okay, it's got 4 very beautiful women, and underneath coloured spots to match their skin tone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 being palest, 4 being darkest, and then underneath underneath that you've got the, I don't know, camel toe inserts in matching colours, and I want to cry because they look horrific. Oh my god. Why? Anyway, surprisingly, there are also women who reportedly buy party pants in order to be more seductive. It's got quote marks around it. After all, the product ad promises to lift and separate lady parts. Oh yeah. Then again, we fail to see why this would be considered seductive, as camel toes only look very uncomfortable to us. But if you're really interested to try it out, you can buy one here, and there's a link. And then there's another picture of a very deep camel toe and a thigh gap. Oh, jeez. And then this is great as well. Further down. For those who aren't really into camel toes, another Japanese company produces underwear that prevents camel toes. The camel toe proof underwear is under the Cucini brand. Its tagline... Shit, really? Okay. Its tagline, our lips are sealed. Other retailers have also started producing variants of this anti-camel toe underwear. Oh, God. Truth be told, the anti-camel toe undies make more sense to us. Then again, that's just our opinion. I can't even. Why? The internet and people in general, both so cool and so terrifying. Fuck. I think I need to leave that thought alone now and just move on before I can't handle it anymore. What's going on? Let me tell you now. It's all about the week ahead. My week ahead, my week ahead, my week ahead. Let me tell you about my week ahead. Are you ready now to hear about the week ahead? Right, so the week ahead. Given that the universe has decided to shit on my head and I have lost all of my notes and markings and edits for Smexy Snippet 6, I think I'm just going to leave it. Fuck it. It will turn up when it turns up. I know it's somewhere in this study. It's somewhere within 6 feet of me, okay? I don't know where. And there's only so many places it can be. So eventually it will show up. But until it does, I'm just going to focus on breaking news, learning the ropes, because what is it now? It's March, and I had the idea for this in December with a view to start in January for you guys, and I just haven't managed it yet, and it's getting on my tits. So I think if I just keep pushing on with breaking news, I can start putting out material for you to listen to and enjoy. Yeah, that is my plan, I think. Fucking missing pieces of paper. I'm looking around me now and I'm surrounded by paper. Do you know what? This will teach me. I should keep my study space more like tidy and organized. And then I probably wouldn't lose so much of my shit. But calm, Raven, calm. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, folks, it's Q&A time. You ask the questions and I'll give the answers. And I will never, ever lie. Promise. No listener questions today. I think I need a break after last week. Whew, that was quite intense, can I just say. I'm going back to my nice, safe list of non-personal questions. Oh, God. Until more of you guys start to send questions in. It's I'm kidding. It was really nice having those questions. And yeah, if there are more, I will answer them. That is the point of the Q&A section of this podcast. That's how it works, So yeah, let's do this. Question number 1. Do you read your book reviews? How do you deal with bad or good ones? Yes, I do read my book reviews. I think it's important to stay in touch with what people are saying, what they're feeling. But don't take it to heart. I've had a couple of bad reviews. Everybody bloody has. It wouldn't be natural, if you didn't. One of them made me laugh so hard I lost my tea. Yeah, that's me. The other one made me a bit sad. I feel that this reader missed the point I was trying to convey with this particular set of characters. But everybody gets a different experience from a book that they read. That's part of why it's so much fun to read books, because an author has written something for you and they have a very clear image in their mind of what it is. But as soon as they let it go, so as soon as I let go of my words and put it out in the world for people to consume, then I don't have any control over what they see and feel and hear. I have to depend on my words. And of course, everybody's own life and experiences and personality will colour how they receive the book. So it's impossible to expect that all of my reviews will be good or bad. So knowing that, it's actually very easy to deal with bad reviews, and it's therefore very exciting when I get good reviews. When I get good reviews, because that does happen too, fist pump, I read them, I enjoy them, I squeal for a bit, and then I read them again, and then if I've got my head on straight, I will share them on Facebook. And that's pretty much it. That is how I deal with my reviews. The bad ones, I suppose, in terms of dealing with them in a practical sense, I will try and pick out if there's anything constructive within the words, within the comments that I can use going forward. If there's nothing in there that I can use, then I leave it. If there are things in there I can use, then I take it on board, keep it in my brain for the next piece I write. And that's it, really. I don't respond to people's reviews. I don't enter conversations. I just feel quietly grateful one way or another, that people have taken the time to comment. I mean, even a bad review means something because you've moved somebody enough to take time out of their day to leave a bad review. So it might not necessarily be exactly what you want, but it's still a reaction, and that's important. This is what I feel. Question number 2. Do you hide any secrets in your books that only a few people will find? Yes, I do. And I was actually quite surprised to realise this. There are, I suppose you call them Easter eggs, don't you? There are a couple in Slippers and Chains Sugar Dust. Yeah, there's definitely a couple in Sugar Dust, actually. There may be one or two in Second Base. Not so much in the shorter pieces that I've done. There's not enough space to kind of weave that in. Thing is, though, they're not intended to be Easter eggs exactly. They're not things for people to go out and find and be smug about finding. They're just small little personal things that people close to me will see and recognise. One of the ones in Sugar Dust was a particular piece of jewellery that Dan bought for Karen. You might have seen something like this before on your travels. It's a bracelet that fits quite close, so it's not loose, and then it has a chain that comes off it attached to a ring, and you would wear the ring normally on your middle finger, actually, so the chain runs across the back of your hand down to the bracelet. And sometimes the chain that links the ring and the bracelet has a fancy design on it, or another panel that sits, nice and posh on the back of your hand, and it looks pretty. The Funkmaster got me one of those, and it's beautiful, and I don't wear it enough, frankly, but that's mostly because I can't type with the bugger on, so because it clatters all over the place and it gets stuck in my keyboard, so I don't wear it very often. But it's such a beautiful piece of jewellery, and frankly quite special to me, so I thought I'd include it in the book. So Dan buys one for Karen, and they attach their own significance to that piece of jewellery within the narrative. And yeah, it's not something that people would catch necessarily unless they know me personally and very, very well. But stuff like that I do hide within my books. Because it's fun. Last question number 3. Do you Google yourself? Yes, I do. Do you know what? It might seem a bit narcissistic, and I don't care. It's important to know where you show up. From a business point of view, it's important for me to know if I have a decent internet presence, okay? Doing searches for myself from my laptop is probably not the most sensible thing, or the most useful thing, I should say, just because my laptop, I use it every day, so it's learned about my browsing habits. It knows where I go, and it knows the sorts of things I look for when I'm Googling. So if I type in Raven Shadowhawk, it will bring up my stuff because that's what I'm wanting. But if somebody else out there in somewhere in Europe or Japan or America, just somewhere else, types Raven Shadowhawk into Google, I want them to be able to find me. So it's useful to check in on that and kind of see what comes up. The interesting thing is, when you do put Raven Shadowhawk into Google, I do pop up a lot, which is great. Everybody wants hits. But also, a big fat transformer comes up as well. Apparently, my name is the name of a transformer. And also the name of another girl on Facebook who, I think she makes dream catchers and Native American style jewelry, which makes me wonder if I've unintentionally stolen someone's name, cultural appropriation and all that. Obviously Raven Shadowhawk isn't my real name, it's the name I go by. Call me Raven, damn it. But I remember when I came up with the name, I've been calling myself Raven for quite some time. The Shadowhawk part fit for a number of reasons. One, I like the way it sounds, and two, it's actually quite androgynous. It wouldn't necessarily be apparent immediately that I'm a woman, and I liked that about it. So that's what I went for, and of course I spell it in a very particular way as well. It's always capital S, capital H. Trademark, people. Not really. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect, however many months it was after choosing my name and going forth with that as my name, to find that I was a transformer. But if I type it in now, here we go. I'm in Google now. Oh God. Oops, I've typed it wrong. I can't spell my own name. Raven Sean Hawk. No, Raven Shadowhawk. So if I type Raven Shadowhawk into Google, the very first thing I find is my my 2 Amazon profiles. So the one across Amazon UK and Amazon US, which is good. And after that, I find my about page on the blog, the archived blog that I shared with Ileandra, which is back on writing a conversation without interruptions. If you're curious about that, by the way, then the blog is ileandraxraven.co.uk. It's still there. There's still content on it. It just doesn't get updated anymore, so it is an archive. However, the next thing I get is Raven Shadowhawk's Facebook profile, which is nothing to do with me. Oh my God. So if you click that link, then yeah, there's a Raven Shadowhawk in Aspen, Colorado. And then there's a Raven Shadowhawk Kintaro, ruler of the Nether Realm at Dragon Alliance. So it's just interesting to see. And then of course, if you keep going through the Facebook, you'll eventually find my Facebook page and stuff like that. So yeah. It's funny. But yeah, I suppose, God, talk about babbling. The short answer to that question, yes, I do Google myself. And there we are. That's it for another episode of Smut with Brains. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. It's always nice to sit and spend time with you and talk at you for half an hour. It's lovely. I hope you've enjoyed yourself as much as I have. And I'll catch you all next week, I guess. Remember, if you have questions or anything you want to say, I do have a Tumblr, ravenshadowhawk.tumblr.com. I also have my Twitter at ileandraxraven, and I also have a Facebook. Just search for Ileandra and Raven, or you can search for Raven Shadowhawk. I love hearing from you, so please get in contact, say whatever you like. It's interaction between me and you, baby. That's what it's all about. And before I go, I shall leave you with a message for the week. It only seems kinky the first time you do it. Bye, everyone. Catch you next week. Peace out. Yay! This has been an episode of Smut with Brains featuring myself, Raven Shadowhawk. If you'd like to get in contact with me or the Shared Brain, you can email through info@ravenshadowhawk.co.uk or hit us through Twitter on @ileandraxraven. For further information and the episode archive, please visit www.ravenshadowhawk.co.uk. All episodes to date arranged and edited by Leah Osborne. Music for this episode sourced from bensound.com. Track title, Sexy.